Alright, hello YouTube. I put this off for a little while because honestly the way that I played this tournament was kind of disgraceful. But not because I played really bad, but my attitude was so bad the entire time. I really feel like I probably just shouldn't play chess when my attitude is this bad. But also, I wanted to play because Daniel was here and it was like supposed to be fun, and I tried to have fun, but I don't know. My normal mental state was bleeding over into my chess, which is not a good thing, let me tell you. Round one, what is some context I can give? I felt okay this round. I thought I was gonna do okay. I was playing. This guy might have been a FIDE CM. I don't really remember. I didn't know at the time that he was British. I would have been more intimidated. I don't know why. Europeans, I suppose, are better at chess. So I had the black pieces, and I didn't prep. No, that's not true. I did prep. I found his chess.com, and I plugged it into opening tree, and I saw he plays the Catalan, and I actually looked at this entire thing that we got. This is everything I saw on the opening tree. Bishop d7 takes b5, and I'm pretty sure it was he played both of these moves, and for whatever reason, or not b3, sorry, both of these moves. I think queen b3 is a move as well, actually. Might have been all three. I only really looked at queen d3 because it was the main move, so I assumed it was a better move. I mean, I think I may have had time to do the other ones, but again, I was feeling just kind of lazy and I didn't really care that much, and that's the attitude problem that I'm talking about. I just didn't really care, and I've just been feeling very bad about my chess in general lately because I haven't been putting any effort in, so it's very hard to be confident in my ability when I know for a fact that I've put in zero work for the past few months. So it's hard for me to trust myself in anything. I don't know why I'm saying all this. All right, queen c3, c4 is a bad move already. Queen d3, c4, you get a tempo on the queen, and after like queen c2 or queen d1, I don't know, either are fine. You play like rook c8, bishop e7, and you castle. I didn't actually know any ideas here or any theory. I was just like, I don't know, this is a chess position. I'll play chess, is probably fine. Wasn't a whole lot going on in my head. I just kind of was gonna wing it, basically. But he went queen c3, and c4 is not that great anymore because of a4. And he was still in prep, unfortunately. I looked at b4, but for some reason it just felt like I was giving up control over some squares that normally I have control over. So it made me just feel a bit weird. The line would go queen d3, rook c8, d takes c5. I mean, there are other moves, but this is just like the main. And then my position is fine. I don't know why I thought this would be so bad. I don't know. I don't know if I even really thought about it. Anyway, b4 is bad. I mean, c4 is bad, because it's not even a tempo. So a4 comes right away. And I think the normal way to respond to this would be to play, well, no, a6 right now doesn't work. Or no, it works. It's fine, because my rook is defended. But I don't understand if this is bad for me or not. I didn't really know. Thanks for the 1,000 bits, Mad Lad. It's fine. It's totally fine. 3% is enough. Anyway, I thought that was a normal way to react to this, but I was trying to really commit to my idea, because apparently if you have an idea that deviates from maybe what you think is technically correct, you have to commit to the idea. You cannot go back and forth and keep randomly deciding I'm going to do something different every move, because then none of your moves work together. So I wanted to get momentum against the queen. I played knight d5, and I wanted to control squares and also block the bishop, the light squared bishop on this diagonal. Queen c2, knight b4. I could still play a6 here, and this position is fine for me. It's not great. Apparently, like queen d1, and if I play bishop e7, there's e4, and I don't have a good square. Because if I play knight d to b4, there's d5, and I'm falling apart. So, the knight, yes, I want to close this diagonal off, but this isn't really helping. It's just making it easier to break open my center. So I could still play a6, but again, I'm trying to commit to my idea. And I play knight c to b4, queen d1. And here I should take on a4, but I briefly calculated this line. Also keep in mind, this move would not leave my head for some reason. I really wanted to play it, and I couldn't exactly figure out why. I tried to verbally justify it by saying that this knight can never be kicked away. And it seemed fine. I should also say that I'm kind of keeping the knight restricted because he can't play knight c3 so easily. Because maybe I take and play knight d5 and attack this pawn, and then maybe I actually am getting some sort of momentum on the queen side. If knight a3, I'm always going to play c3. If knight d2, I'll play c3, and I'll get something going there. I played the move a5 because, okay, I didn't set a goal for this tournament, which I think is really bad. Usually I set a goal for the tournament, or at least recently I've been doing that. Some good goals in the past that have helped me perform better. One was sort of aimed at fixing my time pressure problems, so thinking only 3 to 7 minutes per move, unless it's a critical position, then I can think for 15. Here I'm not having that problem, I'm just playing instantly and being lazy. So we're on a whole nother side of the spectrum. I didn't set a goal like that. And I was sitting here in this position, I was like, I don't really, I feel like a5 I'll learn a lot from. It maybe isn't that great of a move, but also, I guess at this moment I decided it's a learning experience tournament, not a winning points tournament. A5 is not good because after takes, I actually can't take like I thought I could. I thought after knight a3 I could play bishop a6, and c3 is actually some serious pressure. I also forgot to mention that he can't ever play, I mean, he can play e4, but if he does play e4, then the d3 square is weakened. So I mean, I did have ideas. I was trying to do things that were I didn't see queen a4 check, and I'm lost because I can't defend this pawn. Because he's gonna play knight e5, he's gonna attack my c pawn. If I do this, he does it all with check, and I'm just down a pawn for nothing. I don't have time to play c3. So, like, if he does something else here, I don't know. I don't know what I thought would happen. Like, if he does a nothing move, did I think I could play c3 or something? There's still queen a4. I didn't see queen a4 check. I didn't end up playing bishop a6, by the way. I did see it at this point. I felt like resigning here because I know I'm going down a pawn because I'm out of ways to defend the c pawn. But I decided to fight a little bit, play queen b6, and e4 in my position is really bad. You know, something I was concerned with was just him taking and trading the queens. But the move order he did it and is better. So he played e4 first, forced my knight back, plays knight e5 attacking the c pawn, because he can do this whenever. And then when I play, I played rook c8 to pretend that I can defend the c pawn. If I play like bishop e7 or something, he just takes my pawn. He doesn't even have to do this, he just takes my pawn. So I played rook c8, he takes on b5, trades the queens. And I played bishop e7 because I thought bishop d6, maybe there's some tactic with moving the knight and then hanging e5, maybe is what I thought. So I just played bishop e7. Rook takes a5, castle, finally. I think that was a big problem, was I didn't castle soon enough. So I'm down a pawn. If I can... He also has 2 bishops and more active pieces, and the center, and a knight on e5. That's a lot of things. That equates to me being like at least -3, unfortunately. But I'm still kicking. Bishop d2, rook d8. I took on d4 because I knew it was bad. I knew it didn't work, but I also just don't have a move here. Because if I play bishop f8, he takes my f pawn. I'm just lost. So the point of this move is if he does something dumb, then maybe I can do something. I have things to do. But he has this annoying bishop c3 move, so I sack the exchange, which was actually decent. So there are chances for me to survive here, especially if I can eliminate the b pawn. It feels kind of equal to me. It feels like black's doing okay, especially because at this point I'm already thinking about the fact that on this side of the board, if we get rid of the b pawn, if we can leave him with just an h pawn and his bishop, it's a draw. Because it's the wrong color square for his bishop. I was already thinking about these things. It's not like I was just playing on for no reason because I was upset that I was down a pawn. I thought that this was still reasonable to play on in, especially because I can have some counterplay against the f pawn. If I can keep my c pawn, then I have counterplay this way. Unfortunately, here, I'm attacking his rook, I'm attacking his knight, I'm attacking the b pawn. If he couldn't attack my knight while saving his rook, boy oh boy, this would be equal, I think. If he had to play a move like rook a5, I guess I can't take here right away because he takes my pawn. And there's back rank issues. But if I play like g6 or something, like defending this pawn does not really work. So I play knight d3. I'm attacking this way too many times. He doesn't want to take here. I think I'm doing just fine here. And the opposite color bishops also add drawing chances. So I don't think it's insane that I'm playing on here. Unfortunately, he does have rook a4. Rook b7 also would have been, sufficient. But rook a4, I don't really have anything better than taking this, because if I take the bishop or take the pawn, he has knight takes c4 and he's attacking my bishop and my knight, and if I take this way, I get back ranked. So I have way too many weaknesses and loose pieces, so it's just bad. So I go for what I decide is the most drawing chances. I don't get to pick up the b pawn, but eliminating it is still something. I play c3, I take with the rook. He plays rook b5, and bishop c7, I'm just trying to guard all my stuff. I was already foreseeing situations where the f-pawn is just sort of impossible to defend because I can attack it with my dark square bishop and he can't defend it with one, and I can get my knight and my rook in. So I was hoping for something like this. Unfortunately, his rooks get super active, not doing great here. So g6, rook b7, bishop e5, and all of his moves are best, by the way. Like every single one. Like I am fighting. I think I would draw this against a lot of Colorado Masters, but these European ones, it doesn't work so well. So I'm giving up the f-pawn here, but I'm trying to get counterplay. And distract the rooks so that maybe I actually can do something here. Hold on. My phone keeps turning off, so I don't have the chat open. Thank you for the 27 months, Z-Villain. Hello, bouncing across. All caps for the NM name. Yes. So he takes on f7, I play king h6. He can't take here. This is defended. And I don't know. I didn't think this was really easy for white here. My opponent disagreed, and we'll talk about that more later. But all right, rook c7. I don't know, he wants to trade the rooks, but I gotta keep the rooks on the board. I play rook a3, rook c4. And I think I thought until I had about a minute left here, and the time control was weird. I think it was game 80 for some reason, with a 30-second delay, and then a bonus 30 minutes at the 40 move mark, I think. It was something weird like that. So I thought here until I had about a minute left and 5 moves to make time control. And I calculated a really, really cool line. And I missed one teensy tiny thing. I do want the chat to try and find it, even if it doesn't quite work, because it is such a fascinating idea. Like, what could you do here that is tactical, but also almost leads to a draw? Bouncing, I need a line. I don't need a move. I need you to give me lines. What is this? Okay, a line, okay. A legal move is better than an illegal move. All right, pause the video here if you want to find it. So here's what went through my head. All right, so rook a1 check, bishop f1, bishop f2, king takes f2, knight g5 check, king g1, knight e5, it's a fork. He can defend, rook c7, knight takes f7, rook takes f7, rook e1, attacking the e pawn. Now, here, this pawn's very difficult to defend because the bishop on f1 is still pinned, so it can't play bishop g2. Bishop g2. The only square that the rook can get to defend the pawn is f4. Now, if I play e5 after rook f4 and try to kick the rook away, he at least has a check and I have to go back and I'm not winning that pawn. However, as Dennis would say, I looked at g5, if he plays like rook g4 or something, maybe king g6 and h5, and I'm actually getting counterplay. Although this does give up rook f6 as check, seemingly winning a pawn. But after king g7, rook takes e6, king f7, I'm controlling these 3 squares, so he only has 1 square for his rook to go to and still defend the pawn. King f6. If he goes to e8, then I just repeat. I play king f7 again. If he gives me a check on f5, I play king g6. I'm still controlling f4, so he can't play rook f4, so again, he has to go back to defend the pawn, and then I play king f6 again. So at that point, he would have to move away, and I win the e-pawn. And then it's 2v2 with the wrong colored bishop. I should still lose, but my drawing chances have increased greatly. And I saw all of that. I'll show the line in case you didn't get it. And I was so excited. Okay? I don't know if anyone sees what's wrong with it yet. Sarah saw into the matrix here. Unfortunately, the position was so bad it didn't matter. So here's the line that happened. Rook a1, bishop f1, bishop takes f2, king takes f2. Knight g4 check, king g1, knight e5, fork. Rook c7, takes, rook e1. Again, only way to defend the pawn is rook f4. If I go e5, there's at least this, and I just have to go back and it's his turn to do something. But g5, seemingly hanging the e-pawn, rook f6, king g7, rook e6, king f7, rook e5, and if he tries to keep defending the pawn this way, it's just a draw. So instead, rook f5, and I'm not going to go here and hang my pawn. I'm going to go king g6. He still can't defend the pawn on f4, rook e5. It's still repeating the position. And I saw all this, and all this happened. And then he went rook a5, and I was like, oh, if I take here, he has bishop d3. So none of it mattered, and I lost. So, that's my game. But the king concept I thought was so cool. But okay, after this game, my opponent was like, you know, do you want to look at the game? I was like, sure. Like, that was fun. Also, I had to point out to him, oh yeah, in the postmortem, I pointed out to him that he could just play king f2 here. And I don't have rook takes f1 because king takes f1, g takes, this is a winning king and pawn endgame for white. He wasn't like, he was like, I don't, like, who cares? But that is another thing I was like, all right, well, if he plays king f2, I'm lost. But he didn't think that far ahead, I guess. It's like, why calculate when you could not? But anyway, in the postmortem, the whole time, he was just kind of like saying, you know, like, you know, you're lost here. I don't know why you're still playing. Like, you don't really have anything here. What, like, I don't know why you didn't resign. Like, for the whole 20 minutes. And I get it. I was worse. He played basically perfect chess. And apparently, I don't know. He thought that it was unreasonable that I played on as long as I did. But you know what you could do? You could just not give me a postmortem. Colorado breeds fighters. Yeah, it's rough out there. I don't care. I feel like finding that cool fucking king thing was worth my time. I also just didn't. I felt sad that I was lost out of the opening. But also, like, I mean, that's, if I had put in any amount of work into chess before the tournament actually started, I feel like I could have prevented this. But I refuse to do so, apparently. Why is this drawn without e4? Okay, so it's not drawn. I would still be lost. But again, I'm a lot closer to him messing up into a draw. Because, okay, say this is legal and bishop d3 doesn't work. If I trade the g-pawns somehow, or even I can trade my h and my g-pawn for his one g-pawn, and just leave him with an h-pawn. And again, I still have to trade the rooks to make this possible, which is never going to happen. I do agree. Probably. Then if he's left with these two pieces, it's a draw. I mean, with the light squared bishop and the h-pawn, it's a draw. So I don't know, like, I guess it's, yes, he doesn't have to trade the rooks, and I probably will never ever be able to force it. But, I don't know. Endgames are weird. Weird things happen. I don't know, like, maybe I'm just an asshole and I should have resigned. I don't know. Maybe he's right. I don't know. Post in the comments if you think I'm an asshole.